Hello, Renee Flamont here. You guys, to pick off from Monday's video, I ended with I posed the question, then why do they get in? Why do they get in? Because we talked about how your fabulosity is what attracted them. You wonder what's wrong with me. What we talked about, there's nothing wrong with you. But if we are going to continue the thread of that thought, how to avoid them getting to you again is a different thing. That is about, and I talk about this a lot, I'm going to talk about today, I thought it was important to review, learning to spot them, but also how to avoid another narcissist getting inside. It's also not ignoring what is going on with ourselves. Why are you out there meeting people? I mean, just why? What's your motivation in your head? Are you feeling particularly vulnerable right now? And a way that you might be vulnerable is, and we've all done it, I've done it, it's the surefire way to get over somebody is to meet somebody else. That's an age-old sentence. We have been saying that to each other forever. Just go out and meet somebody else. Blah, 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 blah. Age-old tale. And it does help distract you from a terrible breakup. Your heart is broken. This person made you feel terrible. To go out and have a new person tell you all these wonderful things. And now you're looking at your phone for them to call and you're not thinking about okay? But it's a vulnerable spot. Because depending on how desperately you're trying to get off of what happened to you, depends on how receptive you're going to be with the hole inside to their attempts. Learning to spot them is a big one. And I want to just say too, this is not about dimming your light. We talked Monday about how fabulous you are and that might be why you attracted the narcissist. It probably is why you attracted the narcissist. This isn't about dimming your light if you're out and about. Oh, let me just dim my light so I'm not so fabulous. And I don't say that conceited. You know what I mean. If you have a stature and a carriage and a presence and you're smart and your friends are there and you're all a good group and you're laughing and you're telling jokes, that's a fabulous person. Fabulous. It's not about conceit. This is about, you're out there in the world, this isn't about you dimming your light and let me not draw attention to myself and let me dress down and let me talk quieter and You can keep your fabulosity. You just need to learn to spot the narcissist and pay attention to what's going on with yourself. So for example, say you're out with your friends and you didn't spot the narcissist and here he comes and he compliments you. We're going to talk in the next video about how to reject the narcissist that's hitting on you, but I just want you to pay attention to or think about your state of mind at that moment. If they were coming up to you and they start in, what position you are in here means everything. Everything. The narcissists that I've encountered wouldn't get anywhere with me now. Anywhere. And recently we had a viewer in our audience, had the narcissist, watched all my videos, she said, and then picked another narcissist. So it kind of motivated me on this topic this week because I really want to make sure that you guys spot them. The biggest sign, they look like us, they dress like us. In a room full of people, you're not going to be able to spot the narcissist. A lot of people say, oh yeah, you can get the slicked back. No. A narcissist and a player who dresses like a playboy, that's not necessarily the same thing. A person with this disorder, they look just like us. They blend right in. But they approach you differently. They talk to you differently. Their motivations are different. And when somebody comes on, the biggest first step is somebody that comes on so strongly and so fast with urgency. They have an urgency about them. Because remember, the narcissist is out there trying to get new supply for whatever reason. Their current supply is misbehaving. They're out there getting new supply because they're cheating on their current supply. They're trying to fill a void. They're bored that day. They feel like manipulating someone. They feel like making someone swoon and making that makes them feel good about themselves. Ooh, I had this control over this person. There could be 8 million reasons, but it's urgent. They need it. They're out there to get supply. So they hit you with all these compliments and there's an urgency. They're not shutting up about it. They won't leave you alone. They follow you around the place. They buy you a drink. They try to take control of you. They try to tell you, well, we're going to go here after. You're going to come. And you say, no, thank you. I'm with my friend. No, you're coming with me. I'm telling you, I'm not letting you out of my sight. I think that's a favorite line they must use. It's like that scene in Public Enemy when Johnny Depp goes and gets the girl from behind the coat checkout counter. And he just says, you're coming with me. It's kind of like, the guy sees you, he wants you, that's it. It's kind of like what we all, that Cinderella moment. That's it, he picked me. So they, I think, use that kind of sentence a lot. No way, I'm letting you out of my sight. You're coming with me. You're coming in my car, I'll drive you. Your friends can come. Slow down. These are not romantic, charming, whirlwind, being swept up moves. These are narcissist moves. And you might say, well, it was charming. That sounds like a movie. So when do we get our movie? I am not saying that every single time these moves are exhibited, that it is a narcissist, okay? A perfectly healthy individual who has a romantic heart may talk like that and do those things and want you to jump in their car and they cater to you and they compliment. That could be. But guess what? You don't know on the first night. You don't know the first week. You don't even know for several months, I would say. Now that's up to you how long you take to get to know somebody, but 3 to 6 months, they say, somebody's real person is going to start to come out. And if you rewind, I bet that's about right when your narcissist started showing signs. I saw signs on night 1. I was a real special case. Oh yeah, dove right in. Looked like trouble, smelled like trouble, felt like trouble. And I jumped in anyway. Because I was so vulnerable from the relationship before, and I was looking to fill what that made me feel. The one before, I was feeling awful, right? So I get told, you're coming with me. I'm not letting you out of my sight. It's lights out with you. I saw the minute you pulled up, I was in love, and all of this. And I'm just, what is this, like a fishing? I'm just listening. That's not really accurate, but you know what I mean? I was taking it all in. And how do I avoid having another narcissist get to me like that? I wouldn't take it all in. If you want to go, you know the person maybe, you're not afraid for your life, they're a friend of a friend, they're like, come with me, you're having fun, go do. But just don't misinterpret that as this is your meet cute and you will be a romantic movie forevermore. Because if they're a narcissist, that's how they begin. If they are not a narcissist, you'll find out, and then you can enjoy the compliments and take them to heart and meet and maybe by then you like him back or her. My pronoun for a romantic partner is he. You insert your own. But now maybe you're even reciprocating and it's a flow and you're going through things together. A narcissist comes at you, picks you, sees your fabulosity, walks up to you, and they're going to start in. And it's going to be a lot of compliments. It's going to be an urgency. It's going to be controlling the situation. Definite controlling of the situation. And my advice across the board would be never get into someone's car the first night you meet them. Nothing bad has happened to me, but I've been lucky. I've met people out with friends and they're like, oh, let's go down to this place. And I'll jump in their car and I go. This was like 15 years ago. And he was a friend of a friend, but still, I don't think that I would give a guy that satisfaction. It was his idea. I'm not trying to be mean, but I think that guy was a narcissist too. So he's like, jump in my car, I'll drive you. And I did. I think he loved it. No, I'll go with my friends. I'll meet you there. And if he goes there, he goes there. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Who knows? Maybe if I didn't jump in the car and drive, it was a half mile. Some people were walking. Maybe he would have left and gone home. But that move made him think, ooh, okay, I'm getting in. I got her a little bit. I got her a little bit. Every time you say yes to them, can I buy you a drink? No, thank you. I have my own. I'm good. You want to dance? Sure, you can dance, whatever. But they try to take over things. They try to come in at your table, and now they're going to, we're out tonight with the friends, and if he wants to ask you a number, you give it to him. If he calls you back, that cat's going to go out and try to do the same thing to other people if you were to reject them. They look for an opening. They look for reception to be favorable, obviously. They're not trying to get rejected on minute one of knowing someone. A little challenge, they're going to work with that. Sure, because then if they break down walls of someone that appeared in the beginning to be off put by them or not really responding, and they break you down and they see the walls coming down, and suddenly you're leaning in and you're laughing, and they love that. They love it so much because you swooning means they're doing their job. Turns out they also like when you're mad, and they orchestrate that feeling when that's what they feel like you feeling also. Did that make any sense? I know it did. Right? That's about them controlling how you feel. That gives them a rush. They want to be the puppeteer, the master. They want to be the master of all of it and orchestrate exactly how they want it to go. And their idea of being entitled to everything that they want is going to make them zero in on you if you, to use the expression, play hard to get. Which the next video we're going to talk about how to reject the narcissist that's hitting on you. They may take your rejection as playing hard to get. That's just their narcissism. I had to actually say to somebody, no, I don't think you really understand. I'm not interested in you. It was all but, I'm sorry, what? Because they mask the deep inner self-loathing that they have with this view of themselves that they're all that in a bucket of chicken. So if you don't react right away, throws them, and then they're going to work on like a little bit, right? If you don't, they're going to leave. It's the first night. They're going to leave and move on to the next person. They don't want rejection and a fight for their life from minute one. They'll take a little challenge and see if they can break your will. But they're not spending all night on a person that has their ability to reject them in order, which I do have the ability to reject them in order. And I'm going to tell you things that I've said to some that I've spotted. You have to be able to spot that they take all of the time talking about themselves and never ask you about yourself. That means they don't care. You talk for an hour and the conversation never went. That means they don't care to ask you about yourself. Think of I just talked to my cousin this morning. You ask each other how you're doing. The conversation is a back and a forth, and a you go and I go. Equal airtime. I'm not saying people have issues, they need all the airtime. That happens. But you're getting to know someone and they go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I don't care if they're nervous. If somebody doesn't pause to ask you anything about yourself, that is a huge red flag. I would run screaming. They don't speak of close relationships that they have with anybody else. They mistreat people around you. But I think the biggest way to spot them, if we're really going to go by it, the very first moment you speak to them, they have a sense of urgency. They're giving you all these compliments. They're trying to take control of the situation. They're trying to lure you in. They won't take no for an answer. And they push. They're very pushy. Learning to spot the narcissist is vital as you move forward. This poor girl did not and fell in with another one. So did I. But again, you got to figure out what's going on with yourself. And when you're out there in the world, say and recognize, you know what? I'd like to go out with my friends. I'm brokenhearted over this person. Recognize if you're feeling vulnerable, go out anyway. Be your fabulous self anyway. Just pay attention to that. So if somebody comes up and they, whoa, you're beautiful, say I'm a narcissist. Whoa, did anyone ever tell you you're beautiful? Or whatever line they use, right? Enjoy the line. Tell them thank you very much. Enjoy it. Soak it in. Pretend they mean it. Make yourself feel better. Go back to your girlfriends. Go home with your girlfriends. And don't get wrapped up in anyone from night one. That is the biggest thing I can tell you, because that's night one. And if you stop it in its tracks, it won't be night 2, week 2, month 4, 8 years, right? Okay, thank you for watching. You guys, we're going to get into the next video about how to reject them if they're hitting on you. Thanks for watching.